A big city can be a hazardous place for a stranger, filled with pitfalls and dangers, unless the stranger gets to know it like a book. The wild country of the Chiricahuas has even greater hazards, but the book that can tell how to avoid them hasn't been written.
How are you, Cochise?
I have small troubles that I wish to kill before they grow. Come, let us sit in the shade and we will talk.
What are your small troubles?
Our cattle are sick. They are white man's cattle. They have a white man's sickness.
Send the doctor of animals from Tucson. He would know of the sickness. His power is great.
Good. How does he learn this power?
From books.
True. Another trouble. My people feel that the trader does not pay them enough for their skins or the yellow metal they find.
Have you spoken to the trader?
Yes. But he pointed in his book, and he said that numbers do not lie. He said that he paid my people goods in full value for what they have given.
Was it so?
I do not know. It is hard for me to remember numbers. They jump about for the Indian, but not for the white man. I feel like a small rabbit before a large hawk when he writes his numbers. My people must learn the white man's numbers. They must learn to read and understand the power in books. The Chiricahuas need a teacher.
I will write to Washington tonight.
It is good. One day, a future leader of the Chiricahuas will be able to sit and write to the white chief in Washington himself.
Here he comes. M.J. Benson.
Morning, Tom. Morning, Chief.
Morning, Nat. Bring us a passenger?
Surely did, Tom. Just like I said I would. Delivered right to your front door.
Thank you.
There's your teacher, Tom. Yes, sir, Tom. There's your teacher.
You're M.J. Benson?
That's right, Mr. Jeffers. Myra Jane Benson.
Well, welcome to Arizona, Miss Benson.
Certainly is different from Philadelphia.
Philadelphia? Are you a relative of Congressman Benson?
He's my brother. I hardly thought anyone out here would have heard about the Bensons. You must be from the East, Mr. Jeffords.
I'm from Chautauqua, New York, ma'am. But that's not how I heard about your brother.
Oh, yes, I suppose you would have heard about him, even out here. But he's fine, thank you. Busy chopping away at your Indian affairs budget. He's not very sympathetic to Indian problems.
I hope your attitude doesn't reflect his.
I'm a teacher, Mr. Jeffords. When I heard about your request, I insisted that I be sent. You see, I believe that with learning, these savages can become civilized.
I appreciate your intention. Miss Benson, this is Cochise, the chief of the Chiricahua Apaches.
How do you do, Cochise?
Why does your government send a woman to teach men? I want my young men to learn to read and write, not to weave baskets and make tiswin.
Tiswin is a form of Apache beer, Miss Benson. A very mild form, I assure you. Well, let's look at your quarters. Then we'll ride up to the stronghold.
Thank you, Mr. Jeffords. I assure you, Mr. Cochise, I'm perfectly capable of teaching the necessary subjects.
We'll take you up to the stronghold whenever you're ready, Miss Benson.
You may call me Myra.
Send a woman to teach young men. They think the Chiricahuas are babies?
Cochise, your brother is a severe critic of the Bureau of Indian Affairs. Would not help matters if we made a bad impression on her.
And if we do?
An angry woman is more to be feared than a blade of an enemy.
You're right. That is Apache truth.
Already?
Women's riding clothes seem to have changed since I was east last.
Well, this outfit didn't come from the East. I bought it in New Mexico while the stage was changing horses.
Didn't you bring any riding skirts?
I decided the trousers would be most practical for riding out here.
Apaches don't care much for women in pants, Myra.
Very well, Mr. Jeffords.
The teacher maiden. She will teach what is in the white man's books.
This will be your class.
Only boys?
Well, Cochise feels that only boys should study with you. Women have their own duties and place in tribal life.
I don't believe in the woman's place, Mr. Jeffords. I think a woman should follow her convictions and speak her mind when necessary.
We are not as the white man. Our women bear children. They do not lead the men.
What are they doing?
Curing buckskin.
What's that she's putting on it?
Deer brains. This is a buckskin economy, Miss Benson. Utensils, clothing, weapons, saddles, moccasins.
But it smells so bad, and, well, it's such hard work. Why don't they use wool or canvas?
That's what you're here for, to teach them.
I'm here, Mr. Jeffords, and I'll do my best. I hope you understand that. Why doesn't somebody stop it? All right, if you won't make them quit, I will.
I wouldn't interfere, Miss Benson. That's Apache discipline.
Discipline?
The boys were mean. One hurt a small child. The other was disrespectful to his mother. The Apaches do not punish their children. They let them punish each other. This way, they learn respect and to fight at the same time. If the boys bring trouble to your class, they will be punished like this.
No, they won't. In my class, the boys will be rewarded when they're good and ignored when they're bad. I intend to set a good example, and I expect them to follow my actions. Children must be shown, not merely told.
The boys are showing each other.
What are you going to teach in your class, Miss Benson?
Reading, writing, arithmetic, and history.
We do not need history. We teach that in our ceremonies.
I didn't intend to teach them Apache history. I intend to teach them the history of the government that supports them.
They have only to look at the rags they wear and count the broken promises of your government to know its history. This is one lesson we do not need.
Are you enjoying your stew?
Yes, it's delicious. May I have some more?
Good. You'll become an Apache yet.
This is the Apache's favorite dish, cooked in your honor.
Oh, what is it?
Mule.
my first day and they don't even come, not one.
I know, they had to turn back this morning. About a half a mile from the stronghold, an owl flew at them and hooted. Very bad sign, so they turned back to have the shaman perform the owl ceremony. Remove the evil from their souls. So naturally, they couldn't come today.
Naturally.
This is very serious to them, Miss Benson. They believe they have to follow their signs or they'll always be in trouble.
If they'd learned to read, they would find out that an owl is a bird. To call him anything else is just ignorant superstition.
Maybe.
Well, you don't believe any of this nonsense, do you?
I've been with the Apaches long enough to believe a little in everything.
Doing?
It's a race.
Oh, shit. Teacher Maiden, the boys are ready for their lesson. All except Isidro. He will be late. He must run back to the stronghold and then return. Tate!
I think that's stupid and mean and cruel.
Any Apache that can't run miles out here without food or water would die.
I don't believe you. Well, you're just as much an Apache as the rest of them. And just as illogical.
Miss Benson, this country has a logic all its own.
Thank you. Now, will you all be seated? Now, the first thing you will learn is a very important American document. You won't understand it all at first, but in time, as you grow older, I hope it will come to mean as much to you as it does to me. It's called the Preamble to the Constitution of the United States. Now, will you repeat after me? We the people.
We the people
Of the United States.
of the United States,
In order to form.
in order to form.
Now, Isidro, how many apples would you have if you put them all together?
What is an apple, Teacher Maiden? A! B! C! D! E! F! G!
What's that?
I'll take a look. No need for you to bother.
Oh! Stop that! Stop that this instant! Get out of here! Get out of here, you beast! Leave my boys alone!
Miss Benson, give these people a chance. There's a reason for their training and beliefs.
Mr. Jeffords, tomorrow I'm riding to Cochise. Cochise, I came to tell you that unless this brutal treatment of my classes is stopped immediately, I shall be forced to return to Washington and make a report on your actions.
It is well. You will teach no more. We ask for what we need. Someone to teach the numbers and the books. Instead, they send a woman with a noisy mouth to teach Apaches words that mean nothing to them. We, the people of the United States. We are not the people of the United States. We are Chiricahua Apaches. Cochise nor his people wish to learn words of a nation that permits them no voice.
It is my duty to teach these boys to be good Americans, to be civilized so that one day they can leave these mountains and live like human beings.
To be trapped in cities and towns like the white man? No. Apaches wish to learn new ways, but not to forget the things that have kept them alive and strong and happy. This is a hard land, but it's ours.
It's impossible to talk to you.
Miss Benson, you object to the Apaches teaching their children things that are necessary for survival. Well, they object to your teaching children things that are of no consequence to them. From their point of view, it's dishonest.
It is not dishonest.
There's one thing about you, Miss Benson. You're not always right, but you're certainly never wrong.
Goodbye, Cochise. I'm leaving now. I've tried to understand your ways, but I'm afraid I can see nothing but stubbornness and inhumanity.
Miss Benson, a lot of this was my fault.
I'm sorry it worked out this way.
I'll ride back to the agency with you.
Never mind. I can find my own way. Thank you.
We need you here.
Why? All right. I'll see you this evening. Why do you want me to stay behind?
I asked you to stay here.
For what reason?
The teacher must learn some things about the Apache.
She will not understand.
She will understand. I will teach her.
Hello? Hello? Hello, where are you? Cochise. Oh, thank heavens you've come. I got lost. I thought I heard somebody cry. Did you bring horses? Did you bring water?
No. There is water all about you. Cup your hands.
precious. Oh, I think maybe I'll live after all. But it might be a long time before I can walk very far.
It is only a short distance. We will camp here. It is bad to move in the heat of the day. Are you hungry?
I'm starved, but not enough to eat rocks and sand.
Perhaps your pupils will help. We are hungry.
Where did they come from? And how did you find me?
I was hunting.
Without your rifle?
There are other ways to hunt. Come, I will show you. The rabbit runs into the hole. The stick goes in after him, grabs the rabbit by the fur. When the stick comes out, the rabbit comes out too.
Don't tell me we can use these for food.
No. There is a bee who puts his honey into the empty dry stalks. You will now rest. Then we eat. You want to eat now?
Oh, yes, thank you.
Welcome, my brother. Saw the smoke from your fire. Are you all right?
Yes, I'm all right, Tom. Sit down. You're just in time for dinner. Eat, Tom. It's almost as good as that mule stew.
Thanks.
I'm so glad to see you.
Hey, I was worried about you. This place can be murderous.
Yes, I know a little bit about this country now.
May I water Teacher Maiden's horse?
You stole my horse. One of the boys decoyed me off the trail, and you stole my horse. You let me wander around these mountains for hours. You let me almost die of fright and thirst.
The teacher maiden said, children must be shown if they are to learn. I told you of our way of life. You would not listen. Today, I showed you how we must live.
And more important, why they don't want to change.
Your life is harsh and brutal, sometimes cruel. But I think you live very close to God. I want to thank you both very much. Starting tomorrow, Teacher Maiden will be learning as well as teaching.